Music is the answer. Sweet music is the way. Gospel, jazz, R&B touches you every day. Talk about how it moves you differently day to day. It's the R B Bistro. Letting music have its way.
Hello and welcome to the R B Bistro Up Close and Personal. I'm your host Venus, here to take you through this musical dance we call life. And to do that, you know I talk to prominent people in the industry to help us make it through. Today I'm so excited to have an old friend in the house. Let me tell you, he is so wonderful. He's a native of New York. He's a native New Yorker, corrected. He is a drummer, a percussionist, and award-winning producer, engineer, songwriter, the CEO of Hammered Up Productions, Music Services, and of LTPD Record Company. His credits include work in the music industry, R&B, gospel, jazz, plays, audiobooks, television scores. Oh my goodness. He's written a new song called My Baby, which I love, by the way. And he brought with him a fantastic singer that's singing that song, who's a fabulous musician in his right, part of a legendary gospel group. I am so excited to welcome Joe Ham and Antonio McLendon, and if I said that wrong, he'll fix it, to the R&B Bistro. Welcome.
That was huge.
Hello.
I'm just telling the story.
That's a mouthful.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
Listen, they are so gorgeous. I hope I could get through what I'm trying to do. Okay. So, guys, can we get up close and personal?
Why not?
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
thank you. All right. So, listen, let's start with you, Joe.
Yes.
You grew up in Spanish Harlem.
Spanish Harlem.
All right. Listening to jazz and blues and salsa and all of
That's
that
right.
stuff. And you decide to pick the drums with all those other instruments. How come?
Well, in my neighborhood, which was El Barrio, it was heavily percussive, and the percussion was the only thing that you could travel with quickly, and there were so many fabulous musicians out there who were really good at what they did, and they would let you once in a while touch their instruments.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why, but
Okay,
they
no,
did.
because on radio you can't touch the mic. Don't touch my mic.
And so it was something about the drums that I gravitated to, because I used to play piano. That was my first instrument.
Oh.
And you can't sort of drag an acoustic piano outside into the El Barrio. So percussion was that thing that really sparked my interest. So that's
And so you taught yourself a little bit on the drums, then you went to school. Did you get a degree in music, or do you have a degree, a PhD in life?
I have some of both. Now, what I did is I had a drum teacher by the name of, my first drum teacher by the name of Paris Wright, and my second drum teacher was Kenwood Denard. And I got the roots. I really got the makings of what percussion was all about. Then I went to school, and I studied at Baruch College for a number of years, and then I transferred into Manhattan School of Music Extension Division, which was a very intense course. And then after that, it was on the road and put all of this stuff to use. And that's what I did. And I started gigging and traveling. I played different
So let's
genres.
stop there. What was your actual first job as an accomplished drummer? And how did that come about?
Wow. My first job as an accomplished drummer was playing jazz with Mr. Dizzy Gillespie.
Okay.
That came about because a good friend of mine fell in love with my girlfriend.
Okay, wait.
And
Okay, go ahead.
He fell in love with my girlfriend. He's the guitarist. His name is Rodney Jones. And they invited me to the wedding reception. And when I got to the wedding reception, Dizzy Gillespie, John Faddis, a number of fabulous musicians were there. And I sort of asked everybody to sit in at a jam session. And I didn't know Dizzy Gillespie, nor did I know John Faddis. And while playing some music, there was this gentleman that kept teasing me, and that gentleman was Dizzy Gillespie.
Nice. So you know I have to stop here and go, what happened with the girlfend? Did she stay with you, or did she go?
Oh, she was gone. She left me so quick. It was.
Get out. That's all right. That's all right. You know, listen, you're probably better for it.
They got married.
Yeah, oh, Lord have mercy.
married.
We'll have to have a show about that. So what are some of the artists that you've worked and toured with?
I tried to spread myself to learn a lot. So I did jazz, and with jazz, I was able to play with I was offered Dizzy Gillespie's band. I learned a lot from Mary Lou Williams. I got to sit in once or twice with just a number of people that I didn't go on
because you be
tour
a modest,
with.
because I know that there's a long list of people. They don't. I'm trying to get them to know.
Yeah,
Don't be modest.
You know, sometimes when you go on tour with somebody, you stay longer, and then some other times you just do 1 or 2 gigs.
And what's it like being on tour?
Being on tour is interesting, it's exciting, and nerve-wracking at the same time. When you play with that level of, when you're surrounded with that level of talent, you want to be on every night,
right.
and you want them to like you and
That's
appreciate you.
Yeah.
So I don't know about everybody else. It makes you a little nervous, but when you get to the table and the music starts, you sort of set on land.
But you know, and you can chime in on this, Antonio,
Yes.
and then we'll go back, okay? But when you're an artist, there's always, when you first start, before you hit that spot on the stage, where you're nervous, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's natural.
Absolutely.
It's natural. You're going to be, and if you're not nervous, then there's a problem.
There's a problem.
There could be a problem.
Because you
yes.
want to always keep that little, it's like a nervous excitement, but once you hit that stage, or once you hit that first note, right? Once you
took
hit
the
that
words out of
first
my
note,
mouth.
it's like, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm here, this is where I'm supposed to be, right?
Yes.
So on tour, has there ever been any kind of conflicts, and how do they solve those?
The only conflicts on tour back then were the insecurities I felt, the needing to be what I thought they wanted instead of being myself. That was the only conflict I had. But once you fall into the music, it was good. And jazz is interesting like that because when they press go, and there's no stop. R&B is a little different. You have a little more fun with that. You could be a part of the song.
Yeah.
All involved, and the artist actually entertains
Yeah.
with you, and the audience
love
is
that.
a part.
I love that.
And Latin is a little, pretty much the same way, and in art and rock and roll is definitely just wild out in a good kind of way.
You do rock and roll too?
Oh yeah, you have to.
You do everything.
Well, you know, you want to pay the respect to those music, so you play as many as you can and be around people who are willing to share.
So you are a total working musician, or you have a regular job?
My side job is writing songs, but I'm a total working musician.
Yes. Do you have a regular job, or are you a total singer?
Total working musician.
I love it. I love it. So, Joe, you've worked with theme songs on some of the NBC shows and some of the network shows and
Yeah.
Nickelodeon. Tell us
Yeah.
about that experience.
That experience is beautiful because you're surrounded with top-notch studio musicians. Something I always wanted to be able to be a part of, and it happened for me. And the person that I worked for was Mr. Stu Gardner, and brilliant is just a tease of a word of what he actually is. He gets you in the studio and he knows how to bring the best out of you. And for that, because of our relationship, he started me on a different world.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, he started me on a different world, and the first thing we did was the theme song, and then he
With
Mr.
Aretha
Cosby
singing?
Well, that's interesting. The one that you hear, the theme song was done by a number of people: Gladys, Aretha, Phoebe Snow, and I hope I'm not leaving anyone out.
It's okay.
And Aretha Franklin, right? So yes, so that was done, and Mr. Cosby was at the session, and he invited me to the Cosby Show to play on that music, and he asked me, could I play jazz? And I said, yeah. And he says, well, have you played with anybody? And I said, I played with Mr. Dizzy Gillespie, and I was in his band. And Cosby went outside the studio, called Dizzy Gillespie to verify.
Get out.
Came back into the studio, and he said, yeah, Dizzy said you're all right. And he hired, and Cosby spoke to Stu Gardner, and they both agreed that I could probably fit in with the other musicians for the Cosby Show. And so the Cosby Show went from there, and then it went to Living Single, and then it went to
Another favorite.
Nickelodeon. And
So you know what's
on.
important about that? It's the impression that you leave with people in relationships.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because if you didn't have a good relationship, or if you didn't make a good impression, if you didn't have you know, if he didn't think highly of you, Dizzy, then that other connection wouldn't have come about. So you can't burn any bridges.
No.
Even if there is some issues,
No,
you know, go home and fuss about them, right?
Yes.
But not keep that open. Awesome.
You have to be professional.
Yeah. Let's talk about Hammered Up Productions and LTPD Records.
Yes.
Did I get it right?
Yeah. Yes,
Those
you did.
initials stand for anything?
The LTPD stands doesn't. I can tell you what doesn't stand. It doesn't stand for Lieutenant of the Police Department.
Okay.
It actually stands for Let the People Decide.
I like it.
Many a times, and when you write your demos and you run into the record companies will make a quick, hard decision on a very talented person that you just introduced them to, and they go, well, I'm not sure, and I got a little tired of that, because if I was emotionally moved by it and spiritually moved by it, I knew there had to be at least one other person to do it.
Right.
So that made me get into saying I need to take this to the next level, and the next level was to start a record company with what little bit of money I had, and just find the finest artists, and I'm blessed because I'm sitting here today.
We getting ready to go there.
With a real.
We getting ready to go there.
Yes. A real talent.
Yes. All right. So I'm not going to ask you how those came about, but I want to run into Is My Baby, which is the wonderful new single that we're here really to talk about. Is that being produced through your label?
It is. It's produced by Hammered Up Productions and is presented to you by the label, LTPD.
And you wrote that. Have you wrote any other songs?
Yes, I've written a number of songs. Full songs. There's a song. I've written a number of songs.
Okay, because I know now. I met you through my girl Natasha C. Coward.
Another talent.
Talking about a singer.
Yes, she delivers.
She's three of all the great people you know wrapped up into one. I love her.
Come on.
Yes.
Mess up her songs because I say, I want to hear so-and-so, and she go, Venus, that's not the name of it, but it is for you. So I remember at a concert, that's what she did. She said, this is a song, it's called so-and-so, but for Venus, it's called this. I was like, it's okay.
That is too funny. I remember when you showed up to the show.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yes, and she made
And that's when you let me know what you sang.
Yes, because she made me sing a few stuff that I wasn't ready for her mom sit down. But she is an awesome talent. Have you written anything for her?
I wrote, actually, I collaborated with Mr. John Adams, and we wrote a song entitled Here I Go Again. That song...
I think that's the one I get wrong.
Yes,
because I think that's the one I call somebody else's boyfriend or something.
That's because that's in the lyric.
Yes, exactly. And see, that's what stuck out to me at the time.
That's
all right. So anyway, I just downloaded 2 of her songs to my playlist. All right.
She's a talent.
How did you meet and get Tony, I think he's to be known as, who is a phenomenal gospel singer, right? Tell us about your family real quick.
Come from the legends in my mind, Elder Goldwire and Elder Ruth McLendon.
And Ruth is who? How is she?
Ruth is my mother.
Ruth's your mama. Yes. Okay.
My opera singing, high soprano, beautiful voice, my mother. And they were, my growing up, they were like the dynamic duo to me as a child. 5 siblings, we all sang. They started a family group. We went around Philadelphia and the Delaware Valley area singing, and that's where the beginning was.
So you're a gospel singer?
Well, I like to call myself a life-spirational singer.
I know, I saw that. It's so cute. I needed you to say that. So,
because I like interpreting who I am through music. Yeah.
And so how did you get him to sing My Baby? Now, I'm sorry, I love the song, it's beautiful. You almost sound like Jaheim a little bit to me, and I love him too. So when I first heard your voice, I said, didn't I? I wrote back to you, I like him.
Yes, you did.
I like him. Go ahead. So how'd you get him?
Prayer works.
Yes, it does.
Prayer works.
Yeah.
There were, the interesting thing about it, when you write a song, people can't hear it until it's on the radio or on the R B Bistro. They hear the song, but they don't connect with it. Once it becomes what they need it to be, they sort of embrace it. I met Antonio when he was playing bass, and we were in a group together, in a gospel group, playing instrumentals, and I didn't know he sang. I had no idea. And I don't know how I found out he sang, but I found out he sang, and I went, wow. Now, what happened was that song, My Baby, I had a couple of people in mind, and I actually picked up the phone and made a couple of calls, but everybody else is writing their own songs. So I didn't want to force my song onto people.
Right.
And I begged him to do it. I did. I really did. I didn't, I mean, he didn't, he just sat back like this already convinced he was going to sing it. I didn't know, but I just said, man, I think you should I think this is a good song. It's about a relationship, about a love. And he said, I'll sing the song.
I mean, he looked so wonderful, relaxed, and composed.
He did.
You know, stuff was probably going on in his mind. I'm already going to sing a song. I don't know why he's going to do this.
Yeah, but I was trying to convince him, and he was already convinced.
Already convinced.
And when he sang the song, my wife, my beautiful wife, said, "You don't have to play your version no more. You just play his."
Wow.
I just said, "This is good," because it went beyond my expectations. It gave me, and anybody that listens to it that loves a song with a lyric about a love and it's about a relationship. It's just being real. It's just paying homage to the person that you love, whoever that person may be.
What did it do to you, Antonio? What does music do to you?
Music is like, it's like blood. Just like a body can't live without blood. I don't know what I'd do without the gift of music.
I hear you.
And I'm always really aware that, wow, God did this. You know, He gave me this.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of locked to the responsibility of sharing that and being all I can be with it. You know. So when I heard the song, I was like, this is a really nice song. So he's like, oh, I want you to. I was like, yeah, I'll sing the song.
Yeah.
You know.
And you're married
Yes.
as well. So what did your wife think of it?
Well, my wife, she's funny, but she loves music.
Let's say
And she loves love.
you saying she's funny on camera, right?
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
you know you're funny. But she's a love bug. So
I understand.
all I have to do is sing a note and look in her direction, and it's all
See,
over.
that's the kind of relationship I like.
It works.
Yes.
It works.
Y'all need to tell some people. Anyway,
We're telling them through this song.
hello.
we're telling them.
Let me not digress. I love this song, and I
Thank
can't
you
wait.
so
It's
much.
going to be playing as we exit the show. So I love this song. Now, Antonio, tell us some of the people you've worked with. Some gospel greats. Tell us some of the people you've worked with.
Well, when you talk about the first opportunity to maybe perform with a legend in my eyes, I grew up like Andre Crouch was like the it. I was first introduced to him when I was 10 years old. He came to Philadelphia. Many people didn't really know him, and the arena where he sang was almost empty. People didn't know. He was always very personable. He spoke to everybody. My older siblings actually, you know, decided to truly give their lives to the Lord because of their meeting him. So this is 10 years old. I saw his bass player, Mr. Billy Thetford, play bass, and I was like, that's what I want to do.
So working with a lot of greats made you want to continue that. All right, awesome, guys. Let's move it along. I need to get into the Rapid Bistro personality mix.
Sure.
So I'm going to ask you just some off-the-wall questions. Answer really quickly, and hopefully
sure.
I won't mess you up.
Come on.
If your lady was an instrument, what instrument would she be? And for you, she cannot be drums, and for you, she can't be a singer, piano, or a trombonist.
Okay.
So go ahead.
For me, mine would be a piano because she goes from high to low, like so quick.
Ooh.
So quick.
Antonio?
She would be a bass guitar, you know, because you got to have it tuned right if you want to get
Lord,
the right sound out of it.
okay, let's move on to the next question. If you were banished to a deserted island, where would that be, and what would you take with you?
They haven't created that island yet.
Get out.
They haven't. But I would take my wife.
Okay.
That's what I would take.
Antonio?
It would probably be Aruba and my wife.
Okay, y'all so boring. Anyway, what song describes your life? What song describes your life?
Oh, wow.
That's a good question.
Wow.
I don't know the title of the song. I don't know the song, but it would be written by Stevie Wonder.
Man,
Okay,
you
good.
messing with me.
Good.
that would be
Good.
written by
And
Stevie
you?
I
Wonder.
wish those days would come back once more.
Look, we're getting some singing.
That's right.
We don't have
That's
to pay
right.
for that, right? Anyway, go ahead.
That would be the song.
That
That's
would be
the first
yours?
thing that came to my mind because
Okay.
I absolutely love my childhood and wish it could come back.
Okay. Do you have any children?
I have 5 children.
Oh Lord.
He took mine. I just.
Joe, give me 3 tips that an aspiring producer or musician would take to be successful. 3 tips.
3 tips. Never, ever, ever say to an experienced person that's trying to share some wisdom with you, because my thing is, that's tip number 1.
Okay.
Take the information. If you don't use it, then find a place for it. That's number 1. Number 2, never show up late, because that's an impression. It doesn't have to be the first, second, third time. Never show up late. And 3, pay attention to detail.
Awesome. Antonio.
I would say, I was always taught that when it comes to time, people have to be able to trust you're going to be where you're going to be when you say you're going to be there. So early is on time is late.
I hear that. That's mine.
Be prepared. Be prepared.
And how do they get prepared?
Well, for me, say I have to sing and perform somewhere. There's a certain way I eat during that day. I know what, after experience, what stays
Clogs your
down, what
throat.
comes up.
Yeah.
Be prepared, know the material,
And 3?
and be ready. Always be ready.
All right. So I need to know what your next thing is real quick. Are you touring with anybody? Are you just focusing on the song?
Right now, I'm detoxing. And what I'm musically detoxing, I'm only taking on gigs and situations that I'm most feel like I have a contribution to, and I'm not chasing the dollar. So my next thing is I have learned, and I'm paying very close attention to the science of mixing and mastering records. And I have invested a lot of time and equipment into that, and I'm spending the majority of my day doing just that.
Okay.
So that's my next thing.
Okay. And how can they stay connected to you?
They can stay connected to me through my website, which is hamitup.productions.net. Or they can go to Facebook and just type in Joe Ham. But those are the 2 ways I could easily respond, because I pay close attention to those 2 things every single day.
So you answer strangers on Facebook?
Yes, I do. I answer anybody.
Okay.
I may not accept you, but I answer.
So
At
if there was
least
an
once.
artist that wanted to work with you, they can just go there and say something to you?
Absolutely. I think I make it a business of mine to meet new people every year.
Okay, good.
I do that.
Good.
I do that.
Antonio, how can they stay in touch with you?
Instagram, Son of Gold Music, or Facebook, Antonio Charles McLendon. That's probably the only place where I use my middle name.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure having you on the R&B
This has
Bistro.
been fun.
Thank you so much
Too
for
much
coming.
fun.
Thank you so much.
All right, I'm Venus, and this is the R&B Bistro Up Close and Personal. You can find me on all social media. Make sure to remember, it's never too late to live your dreams, and when you do, I'll be there encouraging you. Take care. We'll see you next time. Tell somebody to tell somebody about the R&B Bistro Up Close and Personal, and we'll see you again. Bye now.
It's about this new girl I'm so into. My uncle said, hold on to that one nephew.
It takes a special someone, this I know.
Ooh, I know. Who will love you right even when cash is low.
I'm blessed, yes I am.
And I know it's true. That's why I dedicate this song to you. This is for my baby.
That's why I need a next.
This is for my baby. This is for my baby.
I need her next to me.
This is for my baby. just know when you've got